Hello everyone, our lesson for today is all about multiplying polynomials. The product of two polynomials is found by using the rules of exponents and the commutative and associative properties. Let's see for example for x squared times the quantity of 3x plus 5. We can see that we can use by using commutative property, which is 4x squared times 3x plus 4x squared times 5, and then we can multiply first group, which is 4x squared times 3x becomes 12x cubed plus 4x squared times 5 becomes 20x squared, and this is the answer. And we can now have example letter B, negative 8m cubed times the quantity of 4n cubed plus 3n squared plus 2m negative 1. You can see multiply first steps. First, polynomials, we can have negative 8m cubed times 4m cubed becomes negative 32m cubed m to the 6. Remember the rules of exponent, so we can add the exponent its group. So then negative 8m cubed times positive 3m squared becomes negative 24m to the 5th plus negative 8m cubed times 2m. Remember the exponent rules, which is negative 16m to the 4th. Negative 8m cubed times negative 1 becomes positive 8m cubed, and this is the answer. And let's have multiplying two polynomials. We multiply each term of polynomial by each term of the first. Either polynomial can be written first or in the product. Like for example, x squared plus 5 times the quantity of 4x cubed negative 2x squared plus 4x. We can multiply first each terms by the first polynomial. So we can have x squared times 4x cubed plus negative 2x squared times x squared plus x squared times 4x. So you can see that 5, and then we can multiply in the first polynomial 4x cubed. So 5 times 4x cubed plus 5 times negative 2x squared plus 5 times 4x. And then multiply each term, which is x squared times 4x cubed. Remember the laws of exponent, which have we add the exponent 2 plus 3 becomes 4x to the 5th, and then negative times positive becomes negative, so negative 2x squared times x squared becomes negative 2x to the 4th. Then positive x squared times 4x becomes 4x cubed. Remember the rules of exponent, we can add the exponent by 2 plus 1 becomes x cubed plus 5 times 4x cubed becomes 20x cubed. Positive 5 times negative 2x squared becomes negative 10x squared. Remember that negative times positive becomes negative, and 5 times 4x becomes 20x. And then we call it like terms. 4x cubed, remember that this is like terms, so we can add, becomes 24x cubed, x to the power of 3 or x cubed, negative 10x squared plus 20. And this is the answer. Let's an example multiplying vertically. So when it is not necessary to line up terms in columns because any terms may be multiplied, not just like terms, but we begin to multiply each of the terms in the top row by 5. Remember that we can multiply first row by 5. So this first row we can multiply by 5, so 1 times 5. Next is 5 times 4x. Next is 5 times 2x squared and 5 times x cubed. Let's see, 5 times 1 becomes 5, then 5 times 4x becomes 20x. 5 times 2x squared becomes 10x squared. Then 5 times x cubed becomes 5x cubed. And then we can multiply the first column into 3x. So let's see, 3x times 1 becomes positive 3x. 3x times 4x becomes 12x squared. Remember the laws of exponent. Then 3x times 2x squared becomes 6x cubed. And 3x times x cubed becomes 3x to the 4th. Remember the laws of exponent here. Then we add 5, bring down 5, then 20x plus 3x becomes 23x. Then positive 10x squared plus 12x squared becomes 22x squared. Positive 5x cubed plus 6x cubed becomes 11x cubed. Then bring down 3x to the 4th. And this is the answer. Let's see another example. 3x negative 4 times the quantity of 2x squared, positive 5x, positive 1. This is another method. We can multiply first by using the first polynomial, multiplying by the first term of the second polynomial, which is 3x negative 4 times 2x squared, then plus 3x negative 4 times 5x plus 3x negative 4 times 1. Let's see, 3x times 2x squared becomes 6x cubed. Then negative 4 times 2x squared becomes negative 8x squared plus 3x times 5x becomes 15x squared minus 4 times 5x becomes 20x plus in another term, 3x times 1 becomes 3x, then negative 4 times 1 becomes negative 4. And then we collect like terms since 6x cubed have one term only, so we can remember that first variable becomes x, so remember the exponent is decreasing. 6x cubed, then this is positive. Negative 8x squared plus 15x squared plus negative 20x plus 3x, then plus negative 4. Let's see, we add, so 6x cubed, since only one term is 6x cubed, then since 15 is the larger value, so we can use the positive. So 15 minus negative 8 becomes positive 7. Negative 20 plus 3x, since negative 20 is the larger value, so we can use negative, and this is the answer. Let's have another example. X squared plus 6x negative 7 times 5x negative 2. By using vertical method, we can multiply first row into negative 2. So negative 2 times negative 7 becomes positive 14, because negative times negative becomes positive. So negative 2 times positive 6 becomes negative 12x. Then negative 2 times x squared becomes negative 2x squared. And then we multiply the first row from by 5x. So negative 7 times 5x becomes 35x. Then positive 5x times 6x becomes 30x squared. Then 5x times x squared becomes positive 5x cubed equals to, bring down 14. Then since this is negative, so we add negative 12 plus 35 becomes 47x. And this is unlike sign, so we copy the sign, which is the larger value of, which is 30, so positive 28x squared, because 30 minus 2 becomes 28. Then copy the 5x cubed, and this is the answer. Let's have another example. A plus b times c plus d. We can see that multiplying the two binomial can be computed mentally by the FOIL method. FOIL method means first, outer, inner, and last. A plus b times the quantity of ct, which is the first is e times c, and the outer is e times d, which is all, and the inner is b times c, and the last is b times d. This is all additions. These illustrations, we can see that this is the inner, b times c is the inner, and b times d is the last, and a times d is the outer. So let's have another illustrations that we can find the product of the binomials by using the FOIL method. 7x negative 2 times 5x positive 4. So 7x times 5x, this is the first. Then 7x times 4 is our outer, and negative 2 times 5x is our inner, and negative 2 times positive 4 so let's have computation. 7x times 5 becomes 35x squared. Remember the laws of exponent. Then 7x times 4 becomes 28x plus negative 2 times 5x becomes negative 10x plus negative times positive becomes negative 2 times 4 becomes negative 8. So remember that there is like terms here, so we combine like terms. So 28x negative 10 cents positive 28 is the larger value, so we can use the sign positive. Then 28 minus 10 becomes 18. So this is the answer. Remember the FOIL method by using the first, outer, inner, and the last. And then let's have another example. Y, the quantity of y plus 2 times y plus 1. Remember our first is y times y plus the outer, which is y times 1 plus the inner, which is 2 times y and the last, which is 2 times 1. Remember that first, outer, inner, and the last is which is 2 times 1. Then y times y, remember the laws of exponent, becomes y squared. Then y times 1 becomes plus 2y, remember that, and this is the answer. And let's have another example for z negative 3 times z negative 4. Remember our FOIL method, first, outer, and inner, and last. So for z times d plus 4g times negative 4 plus the inner is negative 3 times z. Then negative 3 times negative 4 becomes positive 12. This is the inner. And the outer. Negative 3 times negative 4. Since negative times negative becomes positive, so the answer is positive 12. This is positive. So 4z times z becomes 4z squared. Then 4z times negative 4 becomes 16z. Remember the sign? The negative 3 times z becomes negative 3z. Then positive times negative becomes negative. 3 times 4 becomes 12. So we collect like terms. 4z squared. Since negative plus negative becomes negative, so addition 16 plus 3 becomes 19z plus 12, and this is the answer. Remember that in multiplying polynomials, it's either binomials by binomial computed mentally by the FOIL method, and it's either horizontal or vertical. You can use it in another way. Thank you.